Most people over 60 walk a tightrope regarding their own health and don't even suspect it, believing that the absence of pain means the absence of danger. The brutal truth, which many only discover when they are already sitting in a dialysis chair, is that their kidneys are extremely silent and resilient organs capable of suffering silently while losing function day after day. When the first real symptoms appear, such as severe swelling or extreme fatigue, it is very likely that you have already lost about 60% to 70% of your renal filtration capacity, damage that, unfortunately, leaves irreversible scars. The great fear of those over 50 should not only be aging, but also losing physical freedom and becoming dependent on a machine to clean the blood, something that happens not by bad luck, but by the accumulation of invisible daily choices that are destroying their internal filters right now. However, there is good news amidst this alarming scenario. High creatinine, that number that scares so many people in blood tests, is not a death sentence, but a desperate cry for help from your body that can still be answered. Recent studies prove that removing specific offending agents from your diet is infinitely more powerful in saving your kidneys than any miracle drug on the market. Today I'm going to reveal exactly which 7 silent killers you probably have in your kitchen are forcing your kidneys to work overtime to the point of exhaustion. By eliminating these items, you will allow your glomeruli to breathe and function efficiently again. To begin this recovery journey, I need you to tell me in the comments now, do you know what your last creatinine level was? Or has it been a long time since you checked your kidney health? Write it below. To help you understand the gravity of what we're discussing, we need to face the numbers head-on. It's estimated that millions of people worldwide live with chronic kidney disease today, and most alarmingly, about 90% of them have no idea. This happens because the kidney is a vital organ that operates with a safety reserve, silently compensating for damage until about 60% to 70% of its function has already been destroyed. The vast majority of kidney failure cases in people over 50 don't happen out of nowhere. It's the end result of years of poorly controlled hypertension and diabetes, 2 conditions directly fueled by what you put on your plate. When you consume the foods I'm about to list, you're not just eating poorly, you're increasing the pressure within the tiny blood vessels of your kidneys, forcing them to work in a constant emergency regime that eventually leads to collapse. Here's where the science comes in, which your doctor may not have time to explain in detail. The creatinine that appears in your test is actually a byproduct of your muscle metabolism. It acts like a smoke signal. If it's high, it means the forest fire is already burning. In other words, your glomerular filtration rate, GFR, has dropped. Think of your kidneys as extremely delicate microscopic sieves called glomeruli. When your diet is rich in disguised sodium and difficult to process proteins, a phenomenon called hyperfiltration occurs. It's as if you were trying to force an absurd amount of dirty water through this fine sieve with a high-pressure hose. Initially, the sieve holds up, but over time, it frays, tears, and lets through what shouldn't, like proteins, while losing its ability to retain what is vital and expel what is toxic. Beyond the physical pressure, there's the chemical problem of toxic load. A healthy kidney maintains the perfect balance of minerals in your blood, but an overloaded kidney begins to fail in the homeostasis of phosphorus and potassium, minerals that in excess become poisonous to the heart and bones. Even worse is metabolic acidosis. The modern diet is extremely acidic, and the kidney needs to neutralize this acidity to maintain a blood pH compatible with life. When it can no longer do this efficiently due to injury, it begins to draw calcium from your bones and degrade its own structure to try to save the rest of the body, generating fibrosis, an internal scar that hardens the organ. What we will do next is interrupt this cycle of self-destruction, removing the agents that cause this chronic inflammation and giving your body a chance to regenerate. Now that you understand the biological mechanism behind kidney failure, it's clear that the solution isn't a magic pill, but rather the immediate elimination of the agents causing this silent destruction. To facilitate your journey and ensure you can implement these changes today, I've organized the 7 biggest enemies of your kidney health into a practical and straightforward list. These aren't just foods that are generically bad. They're veritable time bombs for those over 50 who need to preserve every remaining portion of glomerular function. What you'll see next is a survival guide, specifically selected to reduce the toxic load in your blood and allow your kidneys to finally begin a process of rest and physiological recovery that can avert the risk of hemodialysis. I ask that you stay with me until the end of this list, because danger often lurks where we least expect it. While some items may seem obvious, others are consumed daily by people who believe they are making healthy choices, and that's where the real danger lies. Item number 7, for example, is an absolute red flag, a natural fruit that can be fatal for those with kidney failure, and many are unaware of the life-threatening risk it represents. Item number 2 is one of the biggest culprits in stealing calcium from your bones while calcifying your blood vessels. So, grab a pen and paper, because the knowledge we're about to detail is the most powerful tool you have to regain control of your health. Let's start disarming these traps one by one. The first item on our list is undoubtedly the most common on Brazilians' tables and one of the most dangerous: processed meats and sausages, such as sausage, ham, bacon, mortadella, and even that turkey breast they sell as healthy. The problem here is not just the fat, but the massive amount of sodium and nitrates used to preserve these foods. Imagine that your kidneys are filters designed to handle natural impurities, but when you eat a slice of ham, you are releasing a chemical bomb full of concentrated salt into your bloodstream. Sodium acts like a sponge, retaining water in the body and increasing blood volume, which drastically raises systemic blood pressure. For those over 50, this extra pressure is devastating, as it reaches the glomeruli with full force, stretching and damaging these delicate microstructures that never regenerate. Scientifically, regular consumption of these processed foods is directly linked to an accelerated decline in the glomerular filtration rate. Nitrate, used for color and durability, transforms into nitrous compounds in the body, increasing oxidative stress and inflammation in kidney tissues. The real impact on your life is visible. That persistent swelling in your legs and ankles at the end of the day is your body screaming that it can't excrete the excess sodium and toxins you ingested at breakfast. The practical instruction here is simple, yet non-negotiable. Eliminate these items from your shopping list. Swap the ham sandwich for boiled eggs, homemade tuna spreads, or shredded roasted chicken slices. This simple swap reduces the internal pressure on your kidneys immediately, allowing them to deflate and return to filtering blood without the violent overload of processed salt. But if processed meats attack through blood pressure, item number 2 attacks the chemical structure of your bones and blood vessels. Dark sodas, like cola. Many people only worry about the sugar or calories, but the real poison for the kidneys here is phosphoric acid, used to give that refreshing sensation and a characteristic dark color. Phosphorus is a necessary mineral, but the inorganic phosphorus present in these drinks is absorbed by your body at a rate of almost 100%, unlike the natural phosphorus from food, which is only partially absorbed. When you flood your blood with this artificial phosphorus, kidneys that are already underutilized cannot eliminate it. The result is a catastrophic imbalance where phosphorus accumulates and begins to pull calcium from your bones to try to balance the blood pH. The resulting scenario is frightening. Your bones become weak and porous, osteopenia or osteoporosis, while this stolen calcium is not eliminated, but instead deposited in the walls of your arteries and inside your kidneys, causing vascular calcification. It is literally the hardening of the pathways through which your blood should flow freely. Clinical evidence shows that drinking 2 or more glasses of cola-type soda a day doubles the risk of chronic kidney disease. The practical solution: is to replace the carbonated drink addiction with sparkling water and squeezed lemon or iced natural teas. By doing so, you interrupt the calcification cycle and protect your skeleton and your kidneys simultaneously. And if you think switching to zero solves it, wait until we get to item 6, because the answer will surprise you. Before we move on to the third item, which is a real saboteur of practicality, I want to take a quick break. If you've watched this far, it's because you value your independence and want to grow old without hospitals and dialysis machines. Producing in-depth content like this, which translates complex science into your daily protection, is my mission. So if any information so far has been useful to you, check if you're already subscribed to the channel and leave a like on the video. This tells the system that this is content of public utility and helps save the kidneys of more people who, like you, deserve to live in full health. Let's continue, because the next item deceives many people through convenience. Item number 3 is canned and instant foods, with instant noodles and packaged soups being the absolute highlight. These products are sold as quick solutions for those who live alone or don't want to cook. But the price of this convenience is directly charged to the health of your nephrons. A single packet of instant noodles can contain more sodium than the maximum recommended daily intake, in addition to massive doses of monosodium glutamate. By ingesting this amount of salt at once, you force your kidneys into a state of immediate acute hyperfiltration. It's as if you suddenly revved your car's engine to the maximum in the red zone unnecessarily. Intraglomerular pressure caused by excess sodium has a direct consequence: proteinuria. The pressure is so high that blood proteins are pushed through the renal filters and end up in the urine, which explains that excessive foam in the toilet that many ignore. Losing protein in the urine is one of the strongest markers that kidney failure is approaching. The relationship is direct. The more instant food, the greater the loss of kidney function. The solution is not to live in the kitchen, but to get organized. Take 1 day a week to cook the basics: beans, rice, vegetables, meats, and freeze them in individual glass containers. This way, you have the convenience of defrosting a real meal without the chemical additives that are corroding your kidneys. The feeling of regaining control over what enters your body also reduces fluid retention almost instantly. You'll notice that your rings fit again, and your face becomes less puffy. But be aware, while these first 3 items are obvious external aggressors, the next item on our list is a natural food considered noble, but which in excess generates a load of waste that a diseased kidney struggles to clean. Understanding the balance of the next food is crucial to reducing circulating toxins in your blood and giving your filtering system a well-deserved break. The 4th item requires a cultural shift in mindset, as we are talking about excessive red meat consumption. While protein is essential for muscle maintenance, red meat is metabolically expensive for the body to process. Digesting this type of protein generates a large amount of nitrogenous waste, such as urea and ammonia, in addition to significantly increasing the acid load in the blood. Imagine your kidney as an engine that needs to work overtime to clean up the thick soot left by heavy fuel. When you consume red meat every day, you keep your kidney in a constant state of metabolic acidosis. To try to neutralize this acidity and save your blood pH, the kidney ends up wearing itself down and degrading its own structure, accelerating the loss of kidney function. Studies consistently show that diets with reduced red meat help preserve the glomerular filtration rate in older adults. The instruction here isn't necessarily to become vegetarian overnight, but rather to reduce the frequency and quantity. Try alternating days. If you ate beef on Tuesday, opt for fish, chicken, or eggs on Wednesday. These white proteins generate fewer toxins and give your filters a physiological rest. By doing this, you decrease the production of endogenous creatinine and ease the workload on your kidneys, making you feel less lethargic after meals. And this logic of easing the workload leads us directly to the next food group, which is often seen as innocent, but hides a mineral danger: Item number 5 is excessive dairy products, such as whole milk and aged yellow cheeses. The problem here returns to phosphorus and the high protein content. For a person with healthy kidneys, milk is excellent. But for those who already have fluctuating creatinine levels or are over 50 with some degree of kidney failure, excess dairy becomes an excretion problem. Tired kidneys cannot filter all the phosphorus present in cheese and milk. This mineral begins to accumulate in the blood and causes very uncomfortable symptoms, such as intense itching of the skin, pruritus, that does not go away with creams, in addition to weakening the bones by unbalancing calcium. Nephrology protocols frequently limit dairy products in stages 3 and 4 of kidney disease precisely for this reason. The practical change that protects your kidneys is moderation and smart substitution. Opt for white cheeses, such as ricotta or fresh Minas cheese, which have less phosphorus and saturated fat, or try plant-based milks, such as rice or almond milk, which are naturally gentler on the renal system. By reducing your intake of concentrated dairy products, you alleviate itching and protect your cardiovascular system from calcification. However, adjusting protein and calcium intake is useless if we continue to feed the #1 cause of kidney failure in the world, which is the focus of our penultimate item, a double villain that deceives your palate. Item number 6 encompasses artificial sweeteners and excess sugar. Diabetes and insulin resistance are the biggest kidney destroyers that exist. Excess glucose in the blood acts like microscopic sandpaper, scratching and inflaming the walls of blood vessels within the kidneys day after day. Many try to avoid sugar by using excessive amounts of artificial sweeteners, but science shows that this is also dangerous. They maintain the addiction to sweet tastes and alter the gut microbiota, which can indirectly worsen insulin resistance. The kidney suffers from both sides, either from the toxicity of high glucose or from the metabolic confusion generated by synthetic chemicals. The real and definitive solution is to retrain your palate. Gradually reducing your need for sweet tastes is the most robust protection you can offer your glomeruli. If you need to sweeten, opt for minimal amounts of natural stevia, which doesn't impact insulin. By controlling sugar, you attack the root of the problem, preventing silent diabetes from destroying your filters. Now pay close attention, because item 7 is not just a food to be avoided, it's a severe medical prohibition. Unlike the others, which cause chronic damage, this next item can lead a kidney patient to a fatal emergency in a matter of hours. Item number 7 is the big warning of this video. Starfruit. This fruit, which seems harmless and natural, contains a neurotoxin called caramboxin. In people with normal kidney function, the kidney filters and eliminates this toxin without problems. However, in people with kidney failure, the kidney cannot excrete caramboxin, which then returns to the bloodstream and crosses the blood-brain barrier. The result is severe neurological toxicity, uncontrollable hiccups, mental confusion, seizures, and in extreme cases, death. It is a real and documented life-threatening risk that many are unaware of. If you have any creatinine abnormalities or a history of kidney disease, the instruction is clear. Eliminate starfruit from your life, both the fruit and the juice. The risk is not worth it. Now that you have the complete map of the 7 silent killers, I want to know from you. Which of these foods is the hardest to give up, in your opinion? The ham sandwich, the soda, or the sweets? Write in the comments, "My challenge is item X," and share this video now with someone you know who abuses these foods. Making this warning could be the act of care that saves a friend's or family member's kidneys. But don't go away yet, because next I'll explain how to tie all this together into a routine that protects your health. Now, it's crucial that you understand something universities have studied in depth. The real danger rarely lies in a single isolated slip-up, but in the explosive combination of these 7 items in your daily life. When you have processed meat for lunch accompanied by a dark soda and finish with a sugary dessert, you're not just adding up the aggressions, you're multiplying the damage to your kidneys. This combo effect creates a perfect storm of hypertension, high glucose, and inflammation that attacks the nephrons from all sides simultaneously. This is precisely why so many elderly people see their kidney health plummet from one year to the next. It wasn't a single event, but the accumulated burden of a lifestyle that bombards the filtering system without giving it a single minute's respite for repair. However, science also brings us a powerful message of hope about the resilience of the human body, especially the renal system. Although scarred kidney tissue known as fibrosis does not regenerate, the part of your kidney that is still functioning has an extraordinary capacity for adaptation and compensation. By removing these 7 toxic agents, you take the weight off the shoulders of your remaining glomeruli. This means that the 30% or 40% of function you still have may be perfectly sufficient to keep your blood clean and your life normal, as long as you don't have to fight against a daily tide of sodium, acids, and artificial toxins. Creatinine stabilization begins precisely the moment the aggression ends. This shift in perspective transforms fear into strategy. You stop being a victim of genetics or age and take on the role of guardian of your own physiology. Note that we are not talking about impossible to follow restrictive diets, but about an intelligent fuel switch. By providing clean foods, adequate hydration, and less chemical work for your organs, you create a biological environment where disease cannot progress at the same speed. It is this mindset of active protection that separates those who age dependent on medication from those who enjoy longevity with autonomy and vigor. And it is to consolidate this transformation that we move to the conclusion of this guide, where I will show you that it is possible to start today. We've reached the end of this guide with a transformative certainty. The health of your kidneys is not just luck or genetic destiny, but the direct result of the quality of the blood that circulates through them every day. By eliminating or drastically reducing these 7 silent killers, from processed meats loaded with sodium to dangerous star fruit, you stop overloading your natural filters and begin to provide them with the necessary environment for sustaining life. Remember that high creatinine is a warning, an opportunity your body is giving you to act before the damage becomes irreversible. Adopting this dietary strategy is much more than a diet. It's your passport to ensuring you remain in control of your own schedule, free from dependence on machines and hospitals, preserving your freedom of movement for many years to come. I know that changing lifelong habits can seem challenging at first, but I want to assure you that it's entirely possible, and the results are worth every effort. Start slowly, changing one item at a time, and make water your main ally, because a well-hydrated kidney is a kidney that works less hard. The human body, especially after age 50, responds gratefully when we stop harming it. With each clean meal you eat, visualize your kidneys functioning more smoothly and efficiently. This feeling of control and care is the best medicine there is. If you decide to implement even one of these changes today, you'll already be ahead of most, moving towards robust and independent longevity. To seal this commitment to your health, I want to invite you to officially become part of our longevity community. If this content brought you clarity and hope, subscribe to the channel now and activate notifications so you don't miss the next video, where we will continue to unveil the secrets of the human body. And before you leave a comment saying, "I'm going to start by cutting out item number." I read all the comments and genuinely root for the success of your health journey. Drink water, take care of your filters, and we'll see you in the next video with more life and less inflammation. Disclaimer: the content presented in this video is purely educational and informative, based on research on nutrition and renal physiology. The information contained herein does not, under any circumstances, replace professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you have a diagnosed chronic kidney disease, diabetes, hypertension, or any abnormalities in your blood tests, it is essential that you consult your nephrologist or nutritionist before making drastic changes to your diet. Each body is unique, and individualized monitoring is key to the safety of your treatment.